Andrew Grady was not happy with Treyten Lapcevich, the NASCAR Pinty Series 2023 champion, after Grady was involved in a huge wreck, ended his day in the Cars Tour season opener. Before we get into this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at John Trent Racing. Before we get into what Andrew Grady and Treyten Lapcevich had to say following the race, let's take a look at the actual race here, or the wreck. You want to focus on the left of the split screen here. It is a very blink and you miss it moment. You will see kind of Treyten Lapcevich's car kind of go up and over Andrew Grady's left rear quarter panel as they're going down into turn one. Let's take a look at this right here. Right there, you can see it right there. I don't know if you guys can see it right here. You can see Lapcevich was right here going up and over Grady's left rear quarter panel. And it looks like, to me, Lapcevich is in his lane here. So I can only kind of conclude that it was Grady coming down the track. Because you can see, I mean, he still looks like he is flush with the other cars on the inside there, staying his lane. So it looks like Grady did indeed maybe come down. And that is what caused the wreck. Let's keep going here and look at all of the mayhem that it caused. So here's another look from Flow Racing. Right here, he's already up and over him, and they are spinning into turn two. And then you can see Grady comes down, hits Chase Burrow, and then ends up in the outside wall on the backstretch, actually, outside of turn two. You can see again there, already has climbed over him. Just brutal wreck there from Grady. So here is what his car ended up looking like. You can see big damage there to the front end. This is what he had to say to Matt Weaver following the race, where he criticized Lapcevich for causing the incident. Let's take a listen.
Kid broke off the wall. It was a very tight hole, but I was clear. And the video I saw, he was two wheels on the apron and he cleaned me out. This is a recurring thing.
So let's just go back there and we can look at his claim. Let's move it forward again. Does not look like he has two wheels on the apron to me. Looks like they are still on the track, and Grady is kind of there and trying to move down there. It does not look like there is a hole, and it does not look like Grady is clear at all. But let's continue with what Grady had to say here. Sorry.
In short track racing, you hear it every weekend. These kids come up, man, and I don't know if mommy and daddy think they're going to be the next Jeff Gordon or Kyle Larson, but they're not doing dumb stuff like that. I hate it for my guys. We blew up Friday, got zero practice, showed up today, qualified 14th, had a really good car. We were I feel like realistically a top 5 to top 8 car, somewhere in that region, which that would have been a win for us. But it's tore up pretty bad. I don't think it got the clip, thank God. Everybody else behind me did a whale of a job missing me. But it's depressing, man. There's no respect. There's no etiquette. There's no setting you up and passing you. As soon as I get to you, I'm gonna punch you. And I don't know if I was raised differently. I don't know if I'm a just calmer driver. I don't know what it is, but somebody needs to sit down with these kids and talk to them. These things are not cheap. A lot of hours go into this, and now I'm sitting down here to work with a race car. So it's heartbreaking, man. We had such a good car. But, shout out to Torp Chassis for the good car. Craig Oliver, Chris, all the guys at the shop, JD.
So I actually disagree with his assertion, because we also saw early in the race that veteran driver Deke McCaskill made a similar move to Grady very early in the race, and Carson Quaffle actually ran up over McCaskill. Fortunately, both those cars did not actually end up causing the massive wreck that Grady and Lapcevich did, and Quaffle went on to win the race. But you saw veteran drivers making similar moves there. So it's not just these young drivers. And Lapcevich obviously is the 2023 Pinty Series champion. He's been behind the wheel for quite a bit. He's not a young guy who doesn't know what he is doing. But let's listen to what Lapcevich had to say to Matt Weaver following the race here. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, I don't know. He looked like he was committed to the top. I was on the bottom. I was committed to the bottom, and then he just kind of made a late dive to the bottom. So Not much you can do there. Yeah, I just really got to thank the whole Chad Bryant racing team for getting me fixed up and back out there. And then we're able to pull off the top 10.
What did you learn today?
Quite a bit. It's definitely Southern was really tough with the tire saving. There's a lot of riding around in a straight line for a long time, but you kind of learn who you can race around, who you can't. Everyone ran me pretty clean today, and I like to say that I kind of did the same as well. But it was a really good start to the year. It builds a lot of momentum. It's a good finish to start the year off, and I think we're going to be a real big threat this year.
Chad's won races at Coastal.
So there you have it. That is what Lapcevich had to say. I think his assessment of it matches up with what I'm seeing from the video. So far, it looks like that Grady did indeed come down. There was no gap there, and Lapcevich really had nowhere to go. This wreck did occur with 35 laps to go, so you know the drivers are getting on it. They got to go. It is time to get to the front if you have it. So they're racing for all it's worth. So do you think this was just a racing deal? Two guys driving really hard and an accident ended up happening? Or do you think there was someone at fault? Do you think Grady should have stayed committed to that top line, maybe not tried to squeeze down as much as what he did? Do you think Lapcevich was indeed on the bottom of the track and he came up and hit Grady? Let me know what you guys make of this. Obviously, I've shared my opinion. I think Grady is in the wrong, and I think Lapcevich was pretty much right. I think Grady came down and tried to fit into a spot that did not exist, and a wreck ensued. But he was obviously trying to get down, because once you got on that top side, you were going to be trained to the rear. So he was trying to prevent that from happening. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below.